Welcome to the Salt of the Earth Ministries. Life is a journey of growth. We stumble and fall, we make mistakes. But through it all, God's loving hand guides us. He uses people around us to help us grow. He uses them to correct us in love. Godly correction is not about judgment, it's about helping each other become more like Jesus. Imagine a potter carefully molding clay. He sees the potential in the lump of earth. With each gentle touch, he shapes it. He guides it towards its intended beauty. This is how God works in our lives. Through correction, He molds us into vessels of honor. This process can be uncomfortable, sometimes it even hurts. But we must remember the potter's heart. He is not trying to break us. He is shaping us with a purpose. He sees the masterpiece within us. He uses correction to help us reach our full potential. Godly correction is a gift. It is an act of love. It is a sign that God cares. Embrace it. Let it shape you. Let it guide you. In the hands of the master potter, you will become a vessel of incredible worth. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 15 tells us to speak the truth in love. These words are powerful. They are a guide for us when we offer correction. We must always speak the truth, but we must speak it with a heart full of love. Truth without love can wound, it can feel like judgment, it can push people away. Love without truth can be misleading, it can allow problems to grow. We must find the balance, we must speak the truth, but always with compassion. Think of a surgeon operating on a patient. The surgeon uses a scalpel to cut. This is necessary for healing. But the surgeon also uses anesthesia to numb the pain. He cares for the patient's well-being throughout the process. Our words should be like the surgeon's touch. We must be direct and honest. But we must also be gentle and compassionate. Our goal should be to heal, not to hurt. Let love guide your words as you speak the truth. Ezekiel chapter 3 verses 18 to 21 paint a vivid picture of our responsibility. God tells Ezekiel that he is a watchman. He is to warn people of danger. If he doesn't, their blood will be on his hands. This is a sobering reminder of the weight of our calling. We are called to be watchmen for each other. We are to speak up when we see someone heading down a dangerous path. We are to warn them with love and compassion. It may not be easy, they may not listen, but we must obey God's call. Imagine a watchman standing guard over a city. He sees an enemy approaching. He sounds the alarm to warn the people. He doesn't know if they will heed his warning, but he knows it is his duty to sound the alarm. We too must sound the alarm. We must warn our brothers and sisters of the dangers of sin. This is not about being judgmental. It is about loving them enough to tell them the truth. It is about fulfilling our God-given duty. It's easy to get discouraged. We pour our hearts out, offering correction with love. But sometimes our words seem to fall on deaf ears. The people we care about don't change. Doubt creeps in. We start to question our calling. We ask ourselves, what's the point? Am I doing any good? These feelings are normal. Even Jesus experienced them. He wept over Jerusalem, a city that rejected his message. But discouragement should not cripple us. We must remember that God's ways are not our ways. Think of a farmer planting seeds. He carefully prepares the soil. He sows the seeds. He waters the ground. But he doesn't see the fruit of his labor immediately. He has to trust that the seeds will grow in their own time. We too must trust in God's timing. Our job is to plant the seeds of truth with love. God will take care of the growth. We may never see the fruit of our efforts, but we can rest assured that our labor is not in vain. God sees and honors our faithfulness. It's crucial to remember that our goal is not to control the outcome. We are not responsible for the choices of others. Our responsibility is to be faithful to God's calling. We are to speak the truth in love, regardless of the response. This can be incredibly freeing. It takes the pressure off of us to change people. We can rest in knowing that we have done what God has asked of us. The results are in His hands. Our focus should be on obedience, not on success. Imagine a messenger delivering a letter from the king. The messenger's job is simply to deliver the message. He is not responsible for the king's words. He is not responsible for the recipient's response. His duty is to deliver the message faithfully. We are like that messenger. We are called to deliver God's message of truth and love. We are to do so with boldness and compassion. But ultimately, the response is between the recipient and the king. Our job is to be faithful messengers. So, let us continue to speak the truth in love. Let us be watchmen for each other, sounding the alarm when necessary. Let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season, we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. The seeds we plant today may not bear fruit tomorrow, but God is faithful. He will water the seeds, He will cause the growth. And in His perfect timing, there will be a harvest of righteousness. Keep planting, keep watering, keep trusting. The harvest awaits. Salt of the Earth 2022 is a church with the set, passion, vision, and mission as: passion, Jesus Christ; vision, to be a visible, tangible expression of Christ and His mighty love; mission, to exalt, evangelize, edify, equip, and encourage the saints in Christ Jesus.